Hello, this is TitleSearch.com. Once again, of course, this is Dave, and the question comes up pretty frequently. Somebody will call us up or they'll be online and want to find out, where do I do a title search? And it's kind of a really good question, because a title search is performed in different places depending upon where the property is located. Every particular recording venue, there's 3,611 different recording venues across the country. Most of them are counties. In a few states, the land records are kept by the town. In Louisiana, they're kept by parish, but that's very similar to a county, and in Alaska has some weird ways they do it. Everyone is different. Some counties, there's one place you have to go, everything's there. In most recording venues, in most counties, there's multiple places you have to go to get all the records that go into a property title. You kind of start, of course, with land records. That's going to be the where most of the records will be. That may be the recording clerk, clerk of courts. It has different names, but it's actually the land records where deeds are filed. In addition to that, you're going to get some records from the tax assessor's office. That's probably going to be close by. It probably won't be in the same room. It might be down the hall in the same building. The tax assessor will have information on the property tax collection. Sometimes that's what it's called, the tax collector's office. It may have information on homestead exemptions. It may have information on appraisal values, and even it may have a sketch of the boundaries of the property with where the structures are and the adjacent properties next to it. So the tax assessor will be second. Don't stop there. You are going to have a lot of records in civil court judgments that are going to affect that property. If there's any claims of debt against an owner, they're going to be in civil court records, not in land records. That may be a judgment against a person, not necessarily filed as a lien on the property, but it will still attach in the same way. What about probate records? If a person has been deceased and they were an owner of a property, when they die, that's going to affect ownership of the property. In some states, it'll automatically go to the heirs. In some states, it may go to an additional owner if it's vested a certain way, whether it's tenant by the entireties of joint tenancy or joint tenancy. That may affect the ownership if a person is deceased. What about if an owner becomes divorced? That record is not going to be in land records. It's not going to be in the recording clerk. It's not going to be in assessor's records. It won't be in civil court. It won't be in probate court. But if they get divorced, I guarantee you that the ownership of that property is going to be affected in some way. That will be in family court. So do you have to look there? Well, I guess you probably do at that point. What about small claims court? If somebody is sued in small claims, the example I always give, let's say I'm walking my dog down the street, my dog bites you, you sue me for a couple $1,000s to fix your dog bite, and you win. Okay, you won. There's no lien on my house, but in most counties, a small claims court judgment automatically attaches by statute as a lien on any property I own. So that small claims judgment won't say anything about my house. It won't say anything about the legal description, but it's going to be a lien on my house more than likely. So small claims court may be a place to look. What about beyond that? The Secretary of State in almost all 50 states carries UCC filings. Those could be factors in a property title, especially on commercial property. There may be environmental liens filed with the EPA or the State Environmental Enforcement Association or organization. There may be information in the permits and zoning department. That's probably not going to be anywhere near the land records. If somebody pulled a permit on a property and didn't clear it out, that could become a lien, or if there were some type of enforcement action on a property, that could become an encumbrance on the title. There could be a couple dozen choices in most cases where records could be. You want to know which ones in that county are going to have records that will affect the property. Our average on any property is about 5. We have a list of a few dozen different things we look at. We know which counties have which documents in what records rooms. It's no easy task. Every records room takes a little bit of time. You want to make sure you get all of it, because really when you think about it, is a 90% correct title search any good? At that point, it's really not a title search. You got to get either 100% or nothing. So all of these records that go into it are important. So where is a title search performed? It's performed in all of those places. Don't rely on electronic records. Get the right from the horse's mouth. Get the documents right from the deed books, right from the recording venue. Don't try to get any kind of data or online records. They won't be accurate. They're not going to be official, and it may jeopardize the accuracy of the title search that you get.